And that's breaking news from Australia and Japan. They have ruled out joining a multinational naval force to protect oil tankers traveling through the Strait of Hormuz.
Now, U.S. President Donald Trump had earlier urged allied nations to help form a naval coalition to police the vital shipping lane. He had again warned these allies, but Australia's Infrastructure Minister Catherine King has said that Australia will not send ships to the Strait of Hormuz.
Japan has also said that it is not considering maritime security operations. Japanese Defense Minister Shinjiro Koizumi told Parliament, in the current Iran situation, we are not at the moment considering issuing a maritime security operation. That's the big development we're tracking for you. Australia and Japan, they've both ruled out joining a multinational naval force to protect oil tankers traveling through the Strait of Hormuz. And the US president had initially urged allied nations to help form this naval coalition to police the vital shipping lane.
But of course, Australia's Infrastructure Minister Catherine King has said that Australia will not send ships to the Strait of Hormuz. Lynn, I would like to take your reaction to this. Of course, we have this statement coming from Australia. If you could also analyze for us what kind of importance does the Strait of Hormuz play for Australia at the moment? And of course, Australia saying no to providing any kind of assistance at the Strait of Hormuz.
Well, just because Australia is a long way away on the other side of the world doesn't mean that it's not important. The Australian economy is also oil and gas reliant, just like everybody else. Prices have been spiking here since the war started 2 weeks ago by about 20% at the pump and will go higher. Speculation is also going to be a part of that. That Australia has aligned with Japan and also with the United Kingdom in saying we're not going to get involved militarily here is going to be very popular with the people at home. And when it comes down to it, a government survives at its own ballot box. The message has to be to the domestic consumer and the domestic voter. And I think that this is going to be popular here. It's going to be popular in the UK and popular in Japan. And then we have to wait and see what will happen in Europe, where very serious and concerted diplomatic efforts are going on. Whether or not this means that Trump is going to be isolated, we still have to wait and see. But this is very much his war. He didn't tell anyone he was going there. And so at the moment, everybody wants to be wary and covering their own backs before they'll cover his.
Interestingly, that's exactly what Jyotsna and I were also discussing, that nobody was informed. It was a unilateral decision. Even Congress didn't know. And now partners across, while Australia and Japan have now said no, Lynn, do you feel NATO will have that liberty to say no when Trump says that you're going to have a bad future if you don't assist this?
Yeah, NATO is NATO is nothing without the United States. I think we all know that. So let's wait and see. But, the diplomatic efforts of the NATO allies will go on in coming days, and they, something may happen. I mean, the Indian diplomatic effort with Iran has already paid off with 2 oil tankers coming through the strait for the Indian market. So, something there is working. Let's see.
Lynn, always a pleasure speaking with you. Thanks so much for joining us here on the broadcast. There will be more to discuss. Look forward to discussing with you again. All right, there was Lynn O'Donnell joining us from Australia. As of now, we are going to be continuously tracking all the developments coming in from West Asia. This is World DNA. Slipping to a very short break. Come right back.